Hey guys, Luke7 here. Got a little pub gameplay lined up for you guys here on Hunted Hardpoint. Pretty solid game I had in this pub. Thought it was a different game I was recording, but instead I came up with this one. I liked the game, so decided to go on with this instead of the other game I wanted to upload. Running the M8. Hopefully I can get some gameplays for you guys with the VMP or maybe the CUDA soon, because I've always been a player that prefers running a sub. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm good with an AR, and when I played competitive, I was always like the secondary AR, and I even sometimes took over the main AR role. So even though I've always been of sub preference, I've always been like a hybrid. I've also always been like a hybrid player. Like I can run both really well. It's just my preference. Like if I had to choose, I would rather be running with the sub. I just feel more comfortable with it. Mainly because my playstyle, I like to flank and I like to get in people's faces. So I also prefer close quarters engagements and being near the objective. With the AR, you don't get as much of that. You don't get to play the objective as much, and you don't get the close quarters engagements as much if you're playing correctly. So, like I said, hopefully I can get some sub gameplays for you guys soon. But for now, you'll just have to settle with the M8 cheese. I mean, when I pull out the B23, that's basically a sub anyways. Thing's ridiculous. The L car is pretty ridiculous too. I don't think I have it unlocked in pubs yet. That's probably what I'll do. I should probably put my next like primary or permanent unlock when I prestige. I should probably put that into the L car. That'd be a smart decision. Topic I want to talk about in this video a little bit. What's your guys' favorite map in this game? Because for me, it depends on the game type, but overall, I think Infection is my favorite map in this game. Infection is just a really like classic COD map, the way it's designed, and it also is set in World War II, which gives me a little bit of a bias towards it. But I like Infection. Infection is just so much fun to me, and I also, it's not just like the map design that I like, it's also the way that it looks. Like the aesthetic of it is good, and the actual map itself is good. So I personally love Infection. Infection's a great S&D map, it's a great uplink map, and it can be fun with other game types too, but those two are easily its strongest. I wonder how it runs with CTF. Anyways, close second, I would probably put Fringe. Okay, I don't know how that guy didn't die right there, by the way. Forgot about that. Dude, that was ridiculous. But I ended up getting like 80 assists after that, so it's like whatever. I mean, it's not a big deal. But what I was saying, Fringe would probably be a close second for me, and then Breach would be a very close third. Those are probably like my top 3 maps in this game are Infection, Breach, and Fringe. Not necessarily in that order. I said it wrong. It should be like Infection, Fringe, and Breach, but those would be the best maps for me. Evac is not too bad either. I didn't like Evac at first, and I still think there's a little too many routes you could take on it, but it's still a good map. I still enjoy it. If there's any map that can compete with how much I like, for example, like Black Ops 2 maps like Raid, it would definitely be Infection. Fringe is very similar to Standoff though, and I love Standoff. Like those maps in frickin' Black Ops 2, like Slums. Slums was underrated, by the way. Slums, Raid, Standoff. Those are just the GOAT of COD maps. I liked Express too for S&D. Express S&D was my favorite. It was just, I don't know why. Like I couldn't tell you why I liked Express S&D so much. I just found it to be a lot of fun. Plus, I was really good at Express S&D. Like that was easily my best S&D map. I don't know why. It felt like Express S&D really forces gunfights, and I knew where the gunfights were going to happen a lot of the time, so I enjoyed that map quite a lot. Breach in this game kind of reminds me of, or not Breach, sorry. Infection in this game kind of reminds me of Slums a little bit. To be honest, I think Infection. If I had to compare Infection to a map from Black Ops 2, I would compare it to Slums. Is it exactly like Slums? Are the similarities like very easy to see? No, not at all. I mean, but if I had to pick like the great Black Ops 2 maps and say, all right, which of those is Infection closest to, it would definitely be Slums. Standoff is definitely close to Fringe. And then Breach is probably the closest to Raid, but it's also very different. Because of the wall running and crap. But yeah, that's just what I think. Slums. So I was talking about Black Ops 3 for a little bit. Let's talk about Black Ops 2 as well. What was your guys' favorite map in Black Ops 2? Because everybody knows that like it's probably one of those three that I mentioned. It's probably like Slums, Raid, or Standoff. And for me, I would have to say Slums. I like Slums the most because it forces gunfights, and it's a very like gun skill oriented map, and it also incorporates strategy into it. Like I enjoy that map a lot. Very close second would probably be Standoff and then Raid, and it's like no offense to Raid or Standoff though, because those maps are freaking great. Like those maps are right up there too. I just personal preference, I would love to play Slums. It's like hard decisions to make too because they're all such good maps. And it's kind of as close as the top three in this game, but do the top three maps, in my opinion, in this game compare to the top three in Black Ops 2? I'm not exactly sure. To be honest, I really don't know if they do. I'd probably pick the maybe it's nostalgia goggles, but I think I'd probably take the Black Ops 2 maps. Like I really objectively think that they're better than most of the maps in this game. Infection's good though. I would throw Infection in with those other group of top three. Maybe even Fringe as well. Breach is a little bit off though. It's a little bit off when compared to the Black Ops 2 3. So overall, the Black Ops 2 maps are better. Wow, I was going off right there. Yeah, if you had to compare it between the two games, I mean, Black Ops 2 definitely has the better maps. The Black Ops 2, I mean, it's kind of unfair. Black Ops 2 had some of the best maps. Or, in my opinion, Black Ops 2, what made Black Ops 2 such a good game, part of it was the maps. Like, it had some of the best maps of any COD game in recent years. And don't bring up, like, COD 4 or MW2 or something stupid, because those maps, I will make arguments for days that those maps do not compare in any way close to the maps for Black Ops 2. Now, you also have to take into account that this is coming from a competitive-minded player. So like the maps that pub people like, I probably don't like that much. But you know, that's just me. Like the only map that could compare to like a Black Ops 2 map in COD 4 to me is like, I don't know, Backlot. Backlot was really good. I thought Backlot was probably one of the best maps in that game, to be honest. I really don't think I could think of a single MW2 map. They're all kind of bad. I really honestly believe that MW2 is not a good game for maps. I think people just have extreme nostalgia goggles, or they're just extreme pub players. That's the only people that like that game. I mean, it's just not fun. I mean, even for people that like pubs, I don't understand how they enjoy that game. I mean, it's just so frustrating. There's so much BS. For MW3, MW3 is probably even worse than MW2 when it comes to maps, to be honest. Maps in that game are just unmemorable. Best way to describe it. Black Ops 1 had Summit. That was really good. Black Ops 1 probably had the weakest maps out of the Black Ops series. Heck, even if you include World at War, in the Black Ops series, I would even put Black Ops 1 with the worst maps. Except for Summit. Summit's great. Wow, that three-piece, dude. World at War, I can't remember the names of any of the maps off the top of my head right now, but World at War had some pretty good maps. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed that game. Let me know what maps in Black Ops 3 are your favorite, and I'll see you guys next time.